Yo, what's good? It's your boy Vernon with Tiger Picks MMA. We coming to YouTube to drop y'all some weekly prediction and breakdown videos on upcoming UFC events. Starting with this weekend, June 3rd, UFC Fight Night, Carl France versus Albazi. It's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the Apex, so you know it's Las Vegas, and it's 13 bouts scheduled as of now. It's the UFC, so don't be surprised if one of these fights get canceled. Starting with the prelims, I don't know if this is the first fight on the of the night, but this is the first fight Tapology has listed, so this is what we're gonna do. Starting with the prelims, Maxim Grishin versus Felipe Lins. This fight was already scheduled once back in October of last year, actually October 1st on my sister's birthday, last year, where yeah, it was canceled due to Felipe Lins not being medically cleared. This could be one of the fights that get potentially canceled again this week. When I'm going down Topology looking under Maxine Grishin, he has a lot of cancels as of lately. He was supposed to fight Jailton Almeida twice. He canceled. He withdrew both times, which I'm not surprised. It's Jailton Almeida, who's been crushing everybody. Then he was supposed to fight Felipe Lins. That was Lins' fault. Before that, he fought William Knight, which is a fight I actually do remember because I had money on William Knight for some weird reason, thinking that this guy was gonna bulldoze Maxim Grishin over. And I do know William Knight is not a good fighter in in any world of let me take that back. You can see this video and crush me. When it comes to UFC and his competition and the level of competition, William Knight is not there yet, right? And he wasn't there during his fights when he was with the UFC. So I don't take much from him beating William Knight. It was a good performance from Maxim Grishin. He's a good kickboxer. He shows very low output, but he knows how to win a fight, I guess, right? And Felipe Lins on the other end. 16-5 now, and he's coming off a big OSP win, knockout in 40 seconds, right? But OSP is what at the last end of his days, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, he knocked out OSP, right? But in 50 seconds, that's where it kind of like, you gotta look at it like Felipe Lins has serious power. Before that, he beat Marcin Parashino, but in between, yeah, he has cancels as well. He has actually 6 canceled fights in a row. I don't know if that was visa issues or injury issues, but that's alarming itself. So I don't have too much stock into this fight. My pick is going to be Felipe Lins by decision, maybe a knockout, but with Maxim Grishin he's 32-9-2. That's 43 fights, I want to say, under his belt. And he's only been knocked out in 2 of his fights. That's pretty wild. He's only been knocked out in 2 of his losses. Out of 9 losses, that's pretty wild. I don't think Felipe Lins is going to knock out Maxim Grishin. I think it's going to be a decision where it's probably Felipe Lins just outpointing him, outstriking him, putting him against the cage a little bit, and yeah, just getting a win that way, right? Not too much stock into this fight. No bet on this fight whatsoever. No. I don't even think it's going to happen, guys. Next fight, you got Luan Laceda versus Damone Blackshear. This is going to be a very interesting fight, very good fight, actually. You got 2 fighters that kind of mirror each other's and not their styles. I guess on the tail of the tape, they kind of mirror each other a little bit. Damone Blackshear has a 2-inch height advantage. You got Damone Blackshear coming in at 12-5-1. He had to draw his debut against Youssef Zalal, and that was a pretty good fight where I had Damone Blackshear winning. But you know, it was a draw. And when I go back and look at it, it was a draw fight. Both came to fight. They both, you know, shot some good takedowns, had good control at certain points in the fight, and it was just a good fight. Then I went back and watched Luan Lacerda's debut was versus Cody Stamann, which is when I before I even get into this fight, I'm looking at opponents that the UFC chose for them on their debut, and they gave Damon another young up and coming fighter for his debut, right? Who had a pretty good record. I don't remember his record, but had a pretty good record, right? And they gave Luan Lacerda a vet, pretty much. Cody Stamann is not old. He's not old like an old veteran, but you know he has some tenure in the UFC, and he's been top 10 at one point. A very skillful fighter. I want to say, I don't know what type of wrestler, but he's, you know, a high divisional wrestler, but he doesn't use his wrestling. He uses his wrestling to stop takedowns. Basically, he wants to chop it up with you on the feet. You know, throw some 1-2s, hit the body a little bit, hit the leg a little bit, throw some leg kicks, run away from you a little bit. Cody Stamann, he gets on the treadmill a lot in his fights, and he runs away. He picks and pokes, and he runs away. And that's what he did during his Luan Lacerda fight. A lot of people, including myself, think it was a robbery. Luan Lacerda, in my opinion, won the fight. He won first round, and he won the third round. He lost the second round, and, you know, without question. The first round, it was kind of like, you know, 50-50. I'm going to give it that. But it was more leaning to Luan Lacerda side. And then the second round, he completely got washed. Just outmatched on the feet versus Cody. And then the third round, it was both neck and neck. I lean it, yeah, because towards the end of the third round, Luan Lacerda started putting it on Cody Stamann, and that's when Cody Stamann got on the treadmill and started running. It was a good fight, but I gave it to Luan Lacerda. When I'm looking at these fighters, Lacerda is older by 2 years, 30 years old. Damon Blackshear is 28 years old. Man, they both stand upright and tall, but the thing that's different about these two fighters is Lacerda is the more calm, relaxed, looking to counter with the 1-2s. You know, he's keeping forward with the pressure, but he's more relaxed. Damon Blackshear is like a fucking fireball out of a cannon. Soon as the first seconds of the fight starts. I remember with this fight with Fareed Basharat, he's coming out with a flying kick. Soon as the fight starts, he's coming out with a flying kick, and he keeps that pressure throughout the whole fight. He doesn't. He tends to slow down towards the third a little bit, but it's not really slow. It's just that he doesn't do his high impact movements that he did early on in the first and second rounds. He shoots for good takedowns. Even when he doesn't get some, he's not going to stay committed and try to waste energy. He'll back off, poke a little bit, and you know, find his right positions. Now with this matchup, I think the UFC is just not doing Damon Blackshear any favors. They're giving him dog after dog after dog, and Luan Lacerda is a fucking dog. He's a favorite in this fight, but he's a dog, and I think yeah, he's going to win by via decision. I would say submission, but this is going to be a tough fight. And Damon Blackshear has never been submitted. He's never been knocked out. Give me Luan Lacerda by decision. Next, we got Jinh Yu Frey versus Elise Reed. Women's MMA. You guys know we don't have too much invested into this fight off rip. But I'm still going to give you a pick. I'm still going to break it down, right? Still having fun with this. You got Jinh Yu Frey coming in 38 years old, you know, not getting any younger. This is a strawweight fight, 38 years old. That's pretty bad. You're still fighting, right? And then after getting knocked out in under a minute, her last fight versus to Polyana Viana, who was it Polyana Viana or Polyana Hotel? Yeah, Polyana Viana, who has no knockouts on her record at all. Who's known more for her submissions than putting together strikes. Yeah, it was a bad showing, and it was like 2-3 punches, and Jinh Frey laid straight back, fell straight back on her back, and it was out. It was bad showing. It was a very bad showing. I don't know if she had a tough weight cut. She was going through something mentally, but it was a bad showing for Jinh Frey. She's fighting Elise Reed this weekend, who's 30 years old, 8 years younger. Pro record of 6-3. It's just the thing. Elise Reed's favored to win this fight, 135. I completely get it. It's just the thing with women MMA, right? You got Jinh Frey. For some reason I always go with experience over who, like, I'll go over experience over anything, right? And you got Jinh Frey with 19 fights, 11-8, shit record, right? But 19 fights on her record, and body wise, she still looked fit. She still looks, ready to go. But I don't know if her chin is just glass now, because that last showing was bad. But she has more experience. What I'm saying, she has a diverse type of style. When it comes to fighting, more martial arts in her game, mixed martial arts in her game. Whereas Elise Reed, when I watch her fight, she's more Muay Thai, kickboxing, heavy. She gets taken down. She doesn't look like she knows what she's doing when she gets taken down. She shows fight like she's trying to reverse, but doesn't really look like she knows what she's doing. She has 9 fights. That's 10 less fights than Jinh Frey. This fight goes to decision, and I gotta go with Jinh Frey winning it by decision, maybe split decision. It's gonna be an ugly fight. One you could just roll up and step outside, smoke, or do whatever you like to do, man. It's just one you could skip. It's not one that we're too invested in. Next, we have Daniel Santos versus Johnny Muniz Jr. Now, this is a fight that when I tell people about the UFC, and I'm like, yo, you gotta watch the prelims. You gotta watch the prelims, because you never know what you might catch, whatever like that. This is a fight where I think I'm trying to get my words together, but you gotta watch the prelims, guys. And this is a fight why you have to watch the prelims. Daniel Santos coming out of the shoot box. Everybody already knows. Everybody in the mixed martial arts world already know. Daniel Santos coming out of the shoot box. He's fucking Charles Oliveira reincarnated at what weight is this? But bantamweight. Yeah, bantamweight. Yeah, at bantamweight. And literally, it's just him taking shots. Shooting not shooting back, but fighting back with some heavy shots, some heavy kicks, shooting for takedowns, or shooting for a guard, or I want to say shoot for guard, but shoot for takedowns. He's a fucking firefighter, man. He's a firefighter. Daniel Santos is a firefighter. I'm trying to get my words together on this, but he has me so excited for this weekend, honestly, to watch him fight. I do think he finishes Johnny Muniz Jr. If Tony Gravely can get you out in 1 round, Daniel Santos can get you out in 1 round. I think Daniel Santos wins by TKO or submission in round 1 or 2. I think by submission, probably, because maybe he beats on Johnny Muniz a little bit and then gets a sub that way. Maybe Johnny Muniz clips him, falls on top, thinks he's got something, and yeah, give me Daniel Santos by submission, round 1 or 2. Bet for that fight, first bet of the night. Give me Daniel Santos money line at -200. Next, we got Andre Arlovski versus Dante Mays. Heavyweight fight here. Not even going to take too much on this fight, guys. Andre Arlovski on his last days. Not trying to down the guy or, say he's a shit fighter. Andre Arlovski has done wondrous things to this sport of mixed martial arts and for the company of UFC, right? But did that fight against DeLima, it was kind of like Arlovsky just giving up at a certain point and just giving the fight to DeLima. And if that's his attitude, from here on out, he probably retires this weekend, guys. He's fighting Dontel Mays, who's no world-class beater. He's 9-5, but the only thing is he's 6'6", 81-inch reach. He has a crazy size advantage versus Arlovsky, and Arlovsky is not known for his amazing grappling or anything. He's a good all-around fighter, and I don't think he holds Mays down for 3 rounds. I don't think he outpoints Mays for 3 rounds. I want to say my second bet on this card is going to be Dontel Mays money line at -125. But it's freaking Dontel Mays. And we've seen this guy lose to, what's this last guy he lost to? Augusto Sakai? Augusto Sakai. He lost to Augusto Sakai. He let a guy named Hamdi Abdel. I don't even want to pronounce this guy's last name. He let this guy come in on short notice, 5 fights on his pro record, and just... yeah, it was a shit fight. That was a shit fight. But he let that guy beat him. To say we have a bet on Dontel Mays and to say we're confident to bet on Dontel Mays this weekend would be crazy. But I'm a crazy guy, and we're playing Dontel Mays money line this weekend. -125. And let me just stop for a second, right before I continue. I'm not new to the betting world, right? But I am a degenerate in a sense, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. As in, I don't really know how to play out the units per se and say, oh, I got 1 unit on Dontel Mays this weekend, or I have half a unit on what's such and such. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm giving you guys 4 bets. 4 bets for this weekend. I'm going down the whole, I'm going to make my 50-cent parlays and my $1 parlay, whatever like that, right? But I'm giving you guys 4 solid bets for this weekend that I'm saying, I'm for sure putting money down on this as a single bet, and I hope you're riding with me. Give me Dontel Mays money line. Give me Daniel Santos money line. And we're moving on. John Castaneda versus Muin Gafrov. We got John Castaneda, Sexy Mexi. I forgot that was his nickname. I'm looking at Tapology now, like Sexy Mexi. Oh yeah, we got John Castaneda, Sexy Mexi, 19-6. This is a bantamweight fight. This card is like very. I think it's going to be a lot of decisions on this card. To be honest, like a lot of little small weight fighters. Smaller divisions, there we go, and some chicks on this card. But anyway, you got John Castaneda versus Muin Gafrov. Muin Gafrov is taking this fight on short notice. I think Castaneda was originally set up to fight Mateus I'm having a jumble with my words. This is my first video. Work with me, guys. Mateus Mendoza. He was supposed to fight him, and for some reason, Mendoza withdrew. You got Castaneda coming in, 31 years old, 5'6", 69-inch reach. You got Gafro coming in, 27 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach. So you got Muin Gafro with the 1-inch height advantage, but you got Castaneda with the 1-inch reach advantage, which basically cancel each other out, in my opinion. So they basically mirror each other on the tail of the tape. Muin Gafro, I don't know much about this fighter. When I do my breakdown of him, let me see. I gotta go to my notes here. I got my iPad and my little notebook. I'm like all over the place, right? But when I go to Gafro, he shows good top control once getting to the ground. He catches kicks. That's how he gets it to the ground. He catches his kicks and gets taken down. Got to be a little bit more organized with my stuff. He shows forward pressure, throws good elbows. He did lose on Contender Series, but showed a great performance. That's why the UFC is giving him this chance here, and I don't think he's going to let us down. I was high on John Castaneda when I first looked at this, just the names on Tapology and the record, right? But then I actually did film breakdown, and I think Afro was going to edge him out. Castaneda is coming off the loss to Daniel Santos, the TKO loss. But that was a year ago. You know, he did wobble Santos with a good head kick, and I think like a left straight. I think it was a straight. He did wobble Santos at moments in that fight. He did show good cardio, but it was actually his not his cardio, but his performance later on, and as the fight, continued, he started to slow down a little bit. He has good cardio, but he does start to slow down. And he shows good offensive subs. If he gets taken down, he's not going to just lay there and just let you beat on him. He's going to try to shoot for offset for some submissions, some guillotines. He's going to try to shoot for arm bars. He's just going to try to win the fight. You got Gaffro, who's a dog at the same time. I don't think he's ever been finished. Yeah, he's never been finished before. He's never been finished before. I'm stopping right here, guys. My bet for this pick, I am going to make a bet on this pick, on this pick. It's going to be fight goes to decision. Gaffro's coming in on a short notice, never been finished before. He's either going to come in here and finish Castaneda, or just put up a great fight, and it's going to go to decision, and some people are probably not going to like it. It's going to go. I think Gaffro's going to win by decision, coming in on short notice. I think he is going to win by decision. He's never been finished before. He shows a tough fight. Great takedowns, great top control. He can lay and prey on you. Give me Gaffro by decision. Fight goes to decision. I like that a lot too. The odds for that fight isn't even up yet for Castaneda versus Gaffro. The odds hasn't even been posted yet because Gaffro came in on short notice. So probably after tomorrow they will be posted. This is Monday in the daytime. I don't know if you can see, but it's daytime, middle of the day on Monday right now, beginning of the week. Next fight, right? Which is the last fight that I'm going to be doing for this video. We're just doing the prelims breakdown right now, and it's going to be Alizu Zaleski versus these names on this card. I was just talking to my wife about it earlier, and it's just, it's bad. Abukar Nurmagomedov. There we go. I just got to get into a talking flow and just say his name. Abukar Nurmagomedov. And he is a relative of Khabib. Should I say any more? No, I am going to say more. Zaleski is a great fighter. I'm not going to sit here and say like Zaleski's just going to get smoked. He's a Brazilian fighter. He's a great fighter. He's 36 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach. He has a record of 23-7. Nurmagomedov is also, he's 33 years old, 3 years younger, but he's also 5'11", set with a 73-inch reach. He has a pro record of 17-3-1, one draw. And this is actually a pick'em fight. They're both minus 110. And I don't think it should be, to be honest. Zaleski is a great fighter. He tough. He's a dog. He's gonna put up a fight every time. Has power in his hands. The only thing is, Nurmagomedov, since we've seen him lose to Zawada via submission, he's been fighting safe. And that's the thing about these Russian fighters. They know how to fight safe and just the point fight and wrestle you to the ground or just back you against the cage. They have sharp striking as well. It's not like they just wrestle. They do have sharp striking. I do think Nurmagomedov smokes this guy. Not TKO or submission, but just wrestle him for 3 rounds, outpoint him on the feet for 3 rounds. Zaleski throws a lot of heavy strikes, which leaves a lot of openings for him to get caught. I don't think Nurmagomedov is going to catch him though, like crazy. Maybe like enough to where it's just like, ooh, like well, he got him good there, but like nothing too crazy, right? Give me Nurmagomedov, and I'm smashing the money line, smashing it at -110 right now. Give me Nurmagomedov money line. That's it. You don't need to look for the submission victories, the knockout victories. You want to play it safe. Go Nurmagomedov money line, and that's the prelims, guys. Got freaking 7 fights on the prelims, with potentially one of them getting canceled. This has been a blast. I appreciate you guys. I was gonna be like, this has been Tiger Picks MMA, and thanks for tuning in, right? I don't know, this has been fun. My first video. I appreciate you guys for sticking it through. If you made it to the end, like, share, subscribe, do whatever, man. Drop a comment on who you think is going to win each fight. If you agree, drop a thumbs up, man, or 100, whatever, right? Just drop something in the comments to keep the algorithm or just to start an algorithm going for my page. I'm trying to make some money with you guys, man. Let's get these W's.